All right, our last grammar game plan error of this unit is number 10, faulty sentence structure, which is all about why parallel structure matters. So by the end of this lesson, students will be able to define sentence structure and define and identify parallel structure. And then you will explain why using parallel or similar structures is important to writing and be able to correct faulty sentence structure. So pause and put your objectives in your notes. Your keywords are sentence structure, parallel structure, series, comparisons, faulty sentence structure, and correcting faults in sentence structure. Again, make sure you paused and put these in your notes. So sentence structure is just the way that we arrange a sentence grammatically, how we order our phrases and parts of speech and clauses, etc. How do you present equal ideas clearly? So when you're reading a sentence, how do you present equal ideas, nouns in a series, comparisons, etc., so that people know that those are equal ideas? Look at this example. My after-school job involves answering phones, taking messages, and to type up orders. Compare that and contrast it to this one. My after-school job involves answering phones, taking messages, and typing up orders. Both of these sentences have the exact same components. The subject is the after-school job, the verb is involves, and then we have a series of tasks the individual undertakes at their job: answering phones, taking messages, and typing up orders. The second sentence shows these ideas presented clearly. Pause and put all of this in your notes. This equal presentation of words, phrases, clauses, or sentences of similar types is called parallel structure. It is what shows us that equal ideas are equal just by the way the sentence is arranged. So, going back to this previous example, the first sentence does not use parallel structure because it changes that verb from the progressive ing to the base form to type, whereas the second sentence keeps all of them as taking messages, typing orders, answering phones. We want to use the similar presentation. Parallel structure needs to be present both in series and comparisons. So we have a series in our example here. We'll look at some comparisons in a moment. Again, pause and put all of this in your notes. Parallel structure in series and comparisons looks very similar. I believed that all along I would finish the race but not coming in first. That is not parallel. I believed all along that I would finish the race, but not that I would come in first. It's parallel. We've used the same verb arrangement to set up the series. Comparisons, not parallel. We shop in our neighborhood rather than going across town, versus we shop in our neighborhood rather than across town. We use two prepositional phrases instead of adding a verb in to keep the structure similar in both items. Pause and put this in your notes. We use parallel structure in words, phrases, and clauses and sentences. So words, entering the room, the players felt nervous, excited, and energetic. All of those are adjectives. In phrases, the fans in the stands began clapping their hands with enthusiasm and stamping their feet in rhythm. Both of these are prepositional phrases followed by prepositional phrases. The adjectival phrases followed by prepositional phrases. The initial verbs end in the same progressive and have an object. They're parallel. Clauses. The cheering grew louder as each player's name was called and as each team member ran onto the court, where we have the as each, person, verb, location. Parallel clauses. And sentences. Every player received an ovation. Every player acknowledged the crowd's applause. Subject, past tense verb, object of the verb, and we even started with every player and every player. Basically, parallel structure establishes a sort of rhythm and fluency. So pause and put these examples in your notes. Now, faulty sentence structure means that you need to adjust the mismatched structure to mirror the earlier structure. However you set up that structure to begin with is how you need to continue similar ideas all the way through the sentence. In a non-parallel sentence, David enjoys building models as much as collecting baseball cards thrills his friends. This is not parallel because we've changed the order that friends comes in versus the verb. To fix that, we need to switch it around to David enjoys building models as much as his friends enjoy collecting baseball cards. Now these two sentences are parallel and we have the comparison. Another non-parallel. I believed all along that I would finish the race, but not coming in first. This is not parallel because it doesn't have the same helping verb tense construction. So we correct that by switching it to I believed all along that I would finish the race, but not that I would come in first. Pause and put these examples in your notes. Now, let's practice. Here are 3 sentences. Each of these sentences has a fault in sentence structure, so I want you to go ahead and fix these sentences. Put them in your notes, correct them, and we will go over them in class. And to sum up, improving the clarity of our ideas and the fluency of our sentences requires that we use parallel structure, which means we're presenting equal ideas in similar grammatical arrangements. Don't forget to answer the questions and submit your Go Formative.